Hello, this is Kevin with Bang It Inc., and today we're taking a look at the BidMetrics Release 3.3 features that we're adding. In this session, we're going to talk about the installing of SkyBridge. So SkyBridge is a add-on little program that can run in the background that actually allows it where I can bring over my Sage Estimating estimate or my WinEst estimate from the estimating product into BidMetrics to get a project started. So in the past, we've had to go through and we export an estimate out, then come into BidMetrics and tell it to import it and so forth. And in a future video, you'll see where we'll actually go in and actually import an estimate right directly from Sage Estimating without having to do an export from one side and import on the BidMetrics side. The other thing that SkyBridge adds that's pretty powerful is if I import an estimate from Sage Estimating, I can also then do something called a closeout that when I'm done with my project in BidMetrics, it will create a new estimate over in Sage Estimating or WinEst and give me that same, all the final bids that I've got selected and things of that nature, build me an estimate with that information in it. So that way I've got it back into estimating to do, other reports and other maybe transfer it to job costing and things like that then. So let's get started. So this is just focusing on the install of SkyBridge and how to know if it's running and some of those basic things. So to get started, I'm in BidMetrics at the moment. As I look here, this icon here stands for SkyBridge. If you notice right now, it is a white color. White basically just means that it is not, set up at the moment for my user, or isn't maybe running in the background yet. When it turns green, it's actually connected and so forth. So that's what I'm going to take a look at. So in my case, I'm going to click on it the first time since it's not set up. It's going to download the product. I'm going to go ahead and run that program. So I'm going to let it install it. And this basically needs to be installed wherever you run your Sage Estimating from. So if you run it from an RDS server or a local workstation or things like that, just wherever your estimating is. It is something if I've got multiple people using BidMetrics and so forth, each user would install from their own perspective. So that way the user kind of has an idea of where their instance of estimating is and so forth. Okay, so now that it's downloaded, it will actually come up and it should ask me for a username and password unless it's got that memorized because I've already installed it once. So let me go back and look, and mine's already turned green, so it's already set up. So when I did it the first time, it must have stored it somewhere behind the scenes. So when I installed it the first time, the system did exactly like that. I went through the install, but then it did come up and ask me to enter my BidMetrics username and password. That is pretty much all the install takes. So it's just a matter of clicking on it, it downloads something, you run it. A lot of time, the very first time you have to log into BidMetrics in that little install process. And then once it's installed, then it's, got that service out there running in the background. And now it gives me this green circle to let me know that it is actually connected to an estimating instance somewhere. Thank you.